Hello everyone, Tina here. I hope you're having a fabulous day. Thanks so much for joining me. Today we're going to make another 5 easy step card. We're using the Papertrey Ink Build the Lamb die set. So cute. This die set is actually made for stitching and for die cutting. So you could do both, which makes it really super fun. And then there's little elements that you could add little florals to. I just love it. We'll be using this on our card today, and I'm also going to be using the Papertrey Ink. This is Big Sentiments, Many Blessings stamp set, along with a coordinating die. So as always, with my 5-step cards, we're going to jump in with step number 1, which is building our focal point, which of course will be our lamb. So we're going to do a little bit of die cutting. We're not doing any sewing today, so I die cut out all the elements that didn't have the stitched holes. This is the background for my cute little lamb. What we're going to do is bring in some markers. Okay, I have 3 markers. I have a dark gray. I have a tan marker, which is E00. My dark gray is W7. And then I have some pink that's RV10. I'm going to use markers because I don't have a colored cardstock that is flesh toned. And so for me, this layer's right over the top here, and all I want colored in is this inside area. And I'm just using a marker to do that. Make it really simple and very easy. We'll just add a little color here. I'm also going to do the lamb's legs. We'll just go over these. And again, if you have, a light peach colored cardstock, you could use that. Okay, while I'm at it, there is a piece in our die set that will rosy up the cheeks of my lamb, but since we used the alcohol markers on the little lamb's face, I'm just going to add a little color here with my pink marker, and then we can just do a little blending. And then as far as the hooves of my little lambs go, I did die cut them out with some white cardstock. I kept it together so I didn't lose the pieces, but this is where my gray comes in. If you want to die cut this out with the dark gray cardstock, you could do that. But since I was on a roll with white cardstock, just coloring it in with a marker seems to work easier for me. All we do is add a little glue at the bottom of our sheep's feet, and then I can punch these out here, and that's all there is to that. Okay, I do like dimension on my cards, so what I'm going to do is pop up my little sheep body, and I'll do that with some foam squares right over the top, and then we have a little dimension to our sheep. It's so cute. With this piece, I'm not going to do much. All I'm going to do is flip this over and add a little glue. If you wanted to pop this up, you could add a little more dimension. But I'm just going to add this piece right over the top. And that is our sweet little lamb. Okay, I did die cut out these little ear pieces. And since we have our little marker out, I'm going to use the same marker that I used to color in my sheep's face. And we're just going to add some color to these pieces too. These little pieces, they fit like a glove. Then we can add this little piece. And she comes together so sweet, doesn't she? Well, I'm calling it a her, but now I also die cut out the little sheep's eyes here. And what the nice thing about the die set is there's 2 different eyes. There's some little eyes that you can use that are closed, but I chose the ones that are open. And I'm going to use that gray marker that I used for the feet, and I'm just going to color in these little pieces. These are great for Easter, but you know what? They're also great for baby cards too, I think. I think they're just adorable. My focal point's almost done. I did die cut out some flowers, and we're going to add a little bit of greenery. And then I'm also going to add a little glue, and we're We're going to add some darker green leaves. And that is our focal point. So sweet. Now that our lamb's all done, we're going to move along to step number 2, which is our home panel. I have 2 die sets we're going to use, and I have the Papertrey Ink North Pole Mail Candy Cane Frame. I'm going to die cut this out with yellow cardstock. Okay, and then I also have the Papertrey Ink, I think this is called the Candy Cane Frames, set 1, and we're going to cut out, and I'll be right back. Now that we have both of these cut out, we're going to stack them both together. I already put glue behind here, and we'll just layer them together. I'm going to go ahead and take my little lamb, and we are going to add some adhesive behind here. I'm going to use my tape runner, and we're going to go ahead and add our little lamb right in the center here. And she's good to go. Okay, now we're going to go ahead and work on step number 3, which is our sentiment. We're going to stamp our sentiment. I'm going to bring in my stamping positioner. I'm going to stamp blessings with my berry sorbet ink. Give that a good press. Lovely. Okay, now we're going to bring in true black ink, and I'll stamp Easter. And we are good to go. I'm going to take the coordinating die, and we will cut out the blessings. While I was die cutting, I also cut out a couple of white blessings, and we're going to stack them together just using a little bit of glue. This is going to give my greeting a little bit of dimension. Kind of looks like chipboard now. And then I blocked off my Easter. What we're going to do is bring in our little lamb, and I'm going to do a little tucking with my blessings and go straight across the center of this little guy. We'll tack that down, and then I did pop my Easter up with some foam tape, and we're just going to adhere this right above the blessing. Now we're going to move along to step number 4, which is our background. For my background, we're going to bring in a stencil set. This is the Papertrey Ink Perfect Present Stencil. I'm going to take, this stencil set has 4 patterns. We're going to use this one here. Okay, and I had already put pixie spray behind here. We're going to tack this down to the front of an A2 panel of cardstock. And then I'm going to bring in my ink. We're going to bring in Summer Sunrise ink, and we're going to do a little ink blending with this. I'm not going to be worried about the middle because that's where our little lamb is going to go. So we're going to go around the edges. Now I'm going to wipe off my stencil. We're going to lift it up, and this is what it looks like. Now I'm going to take the stencil again, and this time we're going to offset it, and I give it a little press. You can see it's not centered. Okay, we offset it a little bit, and then I'm going to bring in my Simply Chartreuse ink, and we're going to add some color to this background here. And there we have a fun striped background. Now I'm going to add a little bit of texture to my card. Now I'm going to take some ribbon. This is yellow ribbon, and we're going to just trim down a piece here. I love this because it has polka dots on it. I'm going to flip it over. We're going to put some adhesive behind it. And I'm going to layer this here about 1 inch from the left. We'll just tack this down, and then I'm just going to fold this over. And then I want to take this panel, and we're going to add this to the front of my card base. Okay, now we're going to take our little lamb, we're going to flip it over, we're going to add some adhesive behind here, and we're going to tack this down right in the middle. And you know, I think I'm going to move my lamb up a little bit. So sweet. Okay, now we're going to move along to step number 5, which means it's time to embellish. To embellish my card today, we're going to bring in some gems. I'm using some rainbow gems from Papertrey Ink. I'm going to add some of the larger ones to the flower center. And that finishes my card for today. A super cute little Easter card. Thank you so much for joining me. Have a wonderful day, and we'll see you soon. Bye-bye. Thanks so much for sticking with me to the end. I have 2 more videos that you guys might be interested here. If you guys are new and like the content that you see, click that subscribe button and also the notification bell. That way for future videos, be notified. Also, if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. It sure does help the channel. Have a wonderful day. We'll see you soon. Bye-bye.